Double standards at the center of today's hearing. House Republicans accusing the FBI of giving special treatment to Secretary Hillary Clinton.
It seems that there are two standards, and there's no consequence for these types of activities and dealing in a careless way with classified information. It seems to a lot of us that the average Joe, the average American, that if they had done what you laid out in your statement, that they'd be in handcuffs. And they might be on their way to jail, and they probably should. And I think there is a legitimate concern that there is a double standard. If your name isn't Clinton, or you're not part of the powerful elite, that Lady Justice will act differently.
Alabama Senator and Chair of Donald Trump's National Security Advisory Committee, Senator Jeff Sessions, goes on the record. Nice to see you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.
Okay, is there a double standard?
Well, you know, it appears that way to a lot of people, and I think we're seeing too much of that today, and seeing things that our leaders are not holding themselves high enough accountable. And as a result, people are getting concerned about it. I think Hillary Clinton did a number of things that were absolutely improper. Any of her subordinates would be disciplined, fired, and probably denied any future security clearances had they done these things, at least. And it does appear to me that there could be a charge made on both the felony count and or the misdemeanor count, which would be easier, it seems to me, to prosecute. But the director had to make a decision, and he made his decision. All right.
The viewers may not know this. Before you were a U.S. Senator, you've been a U.S. Attorney, and so you're in a position of making charging decisions, looking at cases, or at least going to a grand jury. Would you have taken this to a grand jury?
Well, I don't know. Going to a grand jury often is a very good thing because it clears the air. It puts people under oath before the grand jury, and often you get better testimony, more accurate, more truthful testimony than simply an FBI interview. So I think a grand jury could have been a very effective tool. I was the United States Attorney for 12 years, and we went through a number of public corruption type cases, and I felt the grand jury to be a very effective tool.
Based on what you know, would you have recommended the Department of Justice, like Comey, and I should say that Director Comey used to be a U.S. Attorney himself, but would you have recommended prosecution or not?
But I honestly couldn't say because I haven't studied the facts. The facts are very important in these cases. Director Comey is a skilled former prosecutor, now the head of the FBI, and I've respected him over the years, but this was a difficult case. I think it clearly could have gone the other way.
I really appreciated his transparency. You know, I thought that, I thought the American people wanted to know how he arrived at what his opinion was and how he arrived at it. And I thought that, the other day he spoke freely, and then today answered questions for 5 hours. But, I tip my hat to him for that.
It's not him that has the problem. It's Hillary Clinton. We lost a whole lot of those emails. Who knows what they're about? Were they about the foundation? Were they about speaking visits of Bill Clinton for $700,000 in Nigeria? What were on those emails?
Do you have any problem with the lawyers wiping that server clean?
I would like, if I were prosecuting this case, I would pursue that intensely to see what kind of justification they had for that.
You might want to hear my off the record at the end of the show because I have a thought about it too. And you may want to stick around. So where does this go from here?
Well, I don't know. There may be other things involving the foundation. I don't think he shut the door on that. I didn't hear all of his...
He didn't say whether he was investigating the Clinton Foundation or not, which was, what a prosecutor should do, not say that.
Right. You don't confirm or deny an investigation unless it's public, and you have to. So I don't know. But there's some really troubling things about that. This... Secretary Clinton, I think, had to have known that this was wrong, that her system was not secure, and this information should not be put on it. It was secret and should not have been exposed to foreign agents, and the director says it could have been. And so she set herself above the law and the rules that she expects everyone under her to abide by. I think it's a real serious matter, at least for her leadership and her credibility.
Senator, nice to see you, and I didn't ask you the Vice President question because I asked you before you sat down, you wouldn't tell me, so I'm not asking you on the air. Anyway, nice to see you, sir.
Thank you.